to episode 11 of What Do You Slay? We are here today with Coach Taylor, Coach Kara, and myself, Coach Becca, and we are so excited to talk about today's topic. Again, we're coaches outside of the greater Austin area at Slade Fit Club, and we're here to just kind of chit chat about things we talk about often in the gym and feel like everyone should really know about. So today's topic is pretty timely in terms of kind of the cycle of what we see happen towards the new year and the holidays. And that's starting a new fitness routine and kind of the steps that we think you should take and what we have seen to be the most successful in terms of finding a routine and keeping consistent with that routine. So we're just gonna kind of bounce things off the wall and let you guys know how to create that routine and try to stick with it, because that's really the most important part.
Yeah.
So I think the first and most important thing is probably finding a gym that works for you. In a couple of things. One, proximity.
Yeah.
Finding a gym that's close to you, and then also a gym that offers things that you like.
Yeah, you gotta find some form of, it has to be somewhat enjoyable.
Yeah.
Or something like a style that you enjoy, whether it be like a cycling class, a weightlifting, maybe it's personal training where you just like that one-on-one attention, but know like what is somewhat enjoyable, because if it's not, then you'll
never
jump ship. Yeah, you won't stick with it. And then like you're saying, it being close proximity to your home is really key, because first, you'll create so many excuses why not to go. And if it's hard to get there, if it's too far of a drive or there's a lot of traffic from you to the gym, then you won't go. So it needs
an easy,
to be
reasonable excuse for it to be too far. Like it makes sense.
Yeah.
So find something that's
close to where you live.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the blue zones, where the blue zones, the people have exercise or like walking trails close to them, and that's why they're able to stay so active, because they can just step outside.
Accessibility.
Yeah, super important. Okay, next one is start small. Let's talk about that.
100%. Yeah. Don't like everybody. This drives me crazy. In the new year, they're like, I'm gonna stop drinking, just totally start eating, or do a fruit cleanse or a juice cleanse.
4 times a week.
Working out. Like, hold on. You're
0 to 100.
Exactly. You're coming from like not doing any of that. So pick one thing. So maybe it's like work on your nutrition and say maybe you drink a lot of soda. So then let's like you drink sodas 7 days a week. Well, let's try maybe 5 days a week and adding a walk in daily for 10 minutes. Like, just start small and then add on.
Yeah.
I mean, what are some other examples that you hear that are like crazy?
I think that's like a good point as far as the 4 times a week. I'm doing 2-a-days, cardio and strength training, because the motivation, will be hot in the beginning, and then once it fades off, you're like, I'm over it, and it's not really a habit. So I feel like picking out your set days where you have movement scheduled, so whether that's a gentle walk or your exercise class, like planning that out in advance, and then maybe tackling like a smaller component of your nutrition or your sleep, but one habit at a time. That way you're not being overwhelmed and setting yourself up to fail, because inevitably that's what's going to happen if you don't.
Well, and it becomes a stressor. If you're setting something in places of your life where the time doesn't already exist, well, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And if the time isn't already there, or you're trying to take a chunk out too big, it's just...
Or you don't have like a schedule. So let's say you want to start working out. Well, sit down and know your work schedule and like what is actually feasible with your work schedule, school schedule, kids schedule, whatever the case is. Saying like, okay, I know on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays when I get out of work, there's a gym close by my work. I can hit that from 5:30 to 6:30, do dinner, whatever the case is. But then you put that in your calendar as if it was like a doctor's appointment. You're not going to miss a doctor's appointment.
It's a non-negotiable.
So it's a non-negotiable. I mean, it is helping you stay away from the doctor's appointment the more you go, but find that in your calendar, in your schedule, and make sure you find the times that can work, and that's sustainable. I think that's another huge key term, and no matter what you're choosing to do or pick or anything, is it sustainable? Like, ask yourself that.
Yeah.
From eating,
Yeah.
moving, the time of day, whatever it is, do you foresee yourself doing that long term?
Yeah, that's the question, is like, am I gonna be wanting to do this for really the rest of your life?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we do have to kick it in gear or pull back, but ideally it's something that can be done for a long period of time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
I also feel like shifting your mindset from an all or nothing to something is better than nothing.
Yeah.
Because when you are motivated and you're really, like you said, in the new year, you're amped up and you're ready to commit to it, once you can't be all in, or life gets busy, or things happen and then it just goes by the wayside, well, you want to make sure you have that foundation of those habits where it's like, oh, I still was able to get 2 workouts in, or
Yeah.
I can still eat clean at home, even if I'm traveling or with family that maybe doesn't eat as clean or that lines up with your goals. So you can still stay the course without just totally throwing what you've done
Yeah.
out the window.
That's a lot of people do that. Like, they haven't done perfect, then they're like, oh, I failed. I don't need to do it.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not. Like, have grace. Give yourself grace to, like, not figure it all out perfectly in the beginning, because I mean, it's taken us years, and I think we even still evolve now with our schedules and what happens. We call them seasons, and like, seasons happen in your world, and it's not perfect in some of the seasons, and that's okay.
That's
but
fine.
yeah.
Well, and I feel like we've talked about this before, where it's like, it's almost better to start a routine or a habit when your life is busy.
Mhm.
Because guess what happens when that January rolls around and everyone's now motivated?
Mhm.
You've already been doing it.
Yeah.
And now you're even more motivated. So you just went from maybe 1 or 2 times a week where you're moving, and now you can go to 3 to 4. Whenever that schedule does open up, you can really burst into it. But
Yeah.
and then you're less likely to say, oh, time is an issue.
Yeah.
Because, well, you started during the holidays when everyone's busy,
Yeah.
but you made it work then, so then there's no excuse
Yeah.
when
Definitely.
there's more.
Or just
More
even a
time.
walk.
Yeah.
Like, people, like, we have a lot of clients even, just like, I can't come and work out for an hour. I have all this family in town. We get that. Sometimes that happens, but like, you can take a 20-minute walk,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or hell, don't park close to the store you gotta go in. Like, park at the very end, at the very back of the parking lot, and then walk a little bit that way.
Yeah.
If you're running errands with the kids or something, or you're parked and waiting for their activities, then like, maybe take a walk around the building your kid is in, or
Yeah.
something like that. I
I
don't know.
just listened to this podcast where he was talking about the importance of walking, and we talk a lot about like the 10,000 steps. That's been the thing. Well, it's really like 8,000 steps a day, 6 to 8,000, somewhere in between, which really isn't a whole lot, but there's a lot of stuff that happens when you do walk at a slow to moderate pace. They call it like decompressing your body. So whether it's you do a walk post workout, or you get up and you walk in the middle of the day, there's a lot of good like cellular things that happen in terms of the lymphatic system, and
Yeah. Or even
not-
after a meal, just to
Yeah.
help with like your blood sugar.
Mhm.
And that's like a general downtime of, okay, we have 20-30 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, or
So don't
evening
sleep on
when
walking.
you want to bring cortisol down and melatonin up, your eyes just seeing the sun's kind of going down, like a sunset walk with the family. You ate, work on digestion, the blood sugars, melatonin increasing, getting tired. I mean, it's a beautiful thing.
I feel like
Good fan.
I will be honest. I struggle with, when I do work out, that all or nothing mentality. I'm like, if I don't exercise at 80% of my capacity, it wasn't a workout. And that's something I've had to really retrain
Yeah.
throughout the years, especially, as life gets busier and I only have 30 minutes. Well, like, just do what you can, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you get into that mindset, especially at certain large group class styles, where
Yeah.
it's like, go, go, go.
Right?
But something's better than nothing
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So just move your body and don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Find sustainability.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about goal setting,
Mm-hmm.
measuring goals, realistic timelines,
Yeah.
and those kinds of things. I feel like that's when a lot of people start to drop off, is
They
they
do.
set a goal that's totally unrealistic. They had a coach tell them they could hit a goal and it was inappropriate. I've been
Mhm.
there. And then how we kind of measure success.
So I always say, try and stay away from a scale. You know, maybe you make it something like a pair of jeans or a dress, or maybe it's you signing up for a race or a run or a trip to go hike a mountain and have that ability. I think those are healthier ways to incorporate the goal in your life, because then maybe, hey, you loved running or trying the run, and then you'll sign up for the next one. And there's kind of the measuring or the motivation to kind of keep that involvement in your life. Or, you know, if it is a pair of jeans, then it's a pair of jeans, or then, you know, maybe then you pick something different. I'm not sure, whatever works for you, but I would say, like, find something a little bit different than just depending on the scale to tell you you're acceptable, you're approved, you're at this perfect weight or whatever it is. You know, I think shift that way you think.
Yeah, I think performance-based goals, you know, like if you're lifting weights, are your lifts improving? Like, are you able to squat more? Are you able to deadlift more? And then kind of shifting that attitude to, like, I can do more, I can add to my life, instead of trying to make myself smaller. Because a lot of the stuff around, you know, the holidays is, oh, I gotta watch what I eat, I gotta do this. It's like, well, we're all gonna eat, we're all gonna indulge, so use that energy for the gym, for getting the most out of your workouts, so you can go 80 or above at your workouts. And then pay attention to how you feel, right? Because if you're eating more, if you're moving more, you're probably gonna feel better. You're gonna feel stronger and more empowered, and instead of constantly trying to put yourself in a smaller box, or like you said, like measuring yourself according to the scale, which has, of course, you know, health benefits, but like no one else knows your weight, so really that seems like a very little thing to measure yourself against.
It's almost like peeling the onion back. Like, okay, you tell me you want to lose weight, but let's talk about why. Let's not stop there. Let's have that conversation. Why do you want to lose weight? Who's telling you to lose weight? Is it you? Is it your doctor? Is it
society?
The way society is making you feel? Is there a health concern? Is there a pair of jeans you want to fit in? Like, what's that next question? Let's dive a little bit deeper and get underneath the surface, so then we can all kind of be emotionally attached to that goal.
One thing we ask when we're doing nutritional coaching with Be Slayed is, when you lose the weight, how will your life be different? Like, thinking about it from that aspect of, like, okay, well, how will that change your world? What will be affected if you lost the weight, or if you became stronger, or whatever the case is? So some good questions to just ask yourself when you're going through this journey.
I reposted something today to the Instagram that it's like, you won't remember the weight you were in 2023.
No.
But you will remember the things you did to be able to play with your kids, play with your grandkids, all these other like lifestyle things. So it just ties into exactly what we're saying. You know, step away from the scale to a certain extent and start to realize why movement is what you want to do.
Make it bring you some form of happiness. Whether it's participating with family, or going on a trip, or maybe you're gonna hike Machu Picchu. I mean, who knows, or Everest, or like whatever your goals. Maybe they're really big. So, you know, make it something fun or adventurous.
Okay, so what would you say to someone who has zero like gym experience? How would you recommend someone finding something that they like? They don't know what they like. They don't know how they like to move. So how would you kind of guide somebody in that direction?
I would say, like, there's a lot of gyms offer a free class to try things out. I mean, I think you do this even with jobs, you know, when you're trying to figure out what you like to do as a career, you kind of go in and you try it out. So I would say, like, try a Pilates, try a yoga, try a bar, try a weightlifting class, but like, can you imagine yourself doing something like that? Or watch some videos of maybe a class that's being performed. Is it something that kind of brings you excitement or curiosity? But I would say try them. And then also be mindful of, like, is that form of exercise helping you achieve your goal? So, I mean, for me personally, I don't think I got a big sweat doing bar. So, like, and if I wanted to lose a lot of weight, I need some kind of form of little bit movement to get my heart rate up a little bit. But for me, that wasn't gonna be my form to help me achieve those goals.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to think a little bit about both of those aspects. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I think, like you said, trialing places, because it's trial and error. Like, if they don't line up with your schedule, if it's not within your budget, then it's not realistic for something you're going to stick to. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's a million platforms you can try classes on. You can look online at them. And then maybe go with friends. Like, having your support of your community, of your family, of
Love
people that are going to provide
Yeah.
accountability outside of whatever gym or form of exercise you choose are going to be super helpful in helping you sustain that, and it's going to be more fun. Like, it's always fun when you go to a class with your girlfriends
Yeah.
or your husband or whoever you like to work out with, or even just meeting people that have similar things in common with you, right? Like, maybe outside of the gym, you're a mom, you're this, you're that, but at the gym, you all have one common goal to line up and get healthier. So that's probably going to be the second biggest thing I would say is that accountability of your support group.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit.
The accountability?
Yeah. Kara's pretty passionate about
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So I tell a lot of people, like, if you are not very good, if you're not a self-motivator, if you're not someone that's going to push yourself, then know that about yourself and get a coach to help you. Because you know yourself, you're not going to do it on your own, and accept that, and that's okay. You got to find somewhere in your budget to get the accountability you need to help you create the results you want. So if you don't have that, then it's okay.
Yeah.
There's like a billion things out there that show you how to work out, but if you're not the person that is going to go do that, and you're not going to research the form and practice or whatever it all takes, you know, to kind of understand body mechanics and movement, then hire somebody and accept that that's what you need, and that's the level of detail you need to be successful in your journey of fitness.
Yeah. Or just finding that buddy. That's the beauty of group classes, I think, is you just have people in there rooting for you. Like, our group classes are just so much fun.
Yeah.
They're just all cheering for each other, and that's what it's all about, and that it just keeps you wanting to come back.
Yeah. We're huge on that here at Slade Fit Club. We have such a great tight-knit community. We've built that in, like, how we run our business, is that people get to know each other. We have events, so you already are coming into that community and being part of it to help that accountability. And I think we are masters of accountability here. So find your studio, your gym that does that same thing, so you can be successful and find enjoyment going to your gym.
Consistency more than anything else.
Yeah.
Consistency more than intensity.
Absolutely.
Is that the same?
100%.
Win
That's a
every
great
time.
that up.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, so maybe you're not motivated to go in that day, but you're like, my buddy Pam,
Yeah.
Pam's gonna be there. She's
Yeah.
been bothering me on the group text. And so
Yeah.
you go, and then I always say there's never been a workout
That you regret.
that I regret.
Yeah, 100%.
So just think about how you'll feel afterwards. That's
The hardest
that's what I
part
tell
is getting
myself all
there.
the time. Yeah. Hardest part, showing up. So true for all of us. So
Yeah.
just think about how exercise makes you feel, or how, like, achieving that, you know, workout or that goal is going to make you feel, and let that be your motivation. Because if we're all honest, working out is hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's uncomfortable. It's vulnerable. But you just have to keep thinking about your future self
Absolutely.
and what you want to be.
Absolutely.
So,
What you want to feel.
yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on to red flag, green flag. This is going to be a little bit more about gym etiquette today, so I'm pretty excited to present this. All but one. Okay, so red flag, green flag, grunting loudly in the gym.
You're a grunter, so what are you gonna say?
I am. I'm a grunter, but I think my level from 1 to 10 is maybe 5.
You grunted a 5 in the gym?
Well, I mean, like, it gets hard. Or I curse.
That's a lot.
There's really loud people where you can hear them when you got your headphones
Yeah,
in.
red flag. If I can hear
Yeah,
it through my
that's where I'm
headphones.
like red flag. But if I'm like, I kind of supplement it with a breath, hopefully, versus a grunt.
Okay, just a question tailing off that. Does it help you? Do you feel like you get the extra little
Yeah, because it has to do with breathing, I think.
Yeah.
And if I just switch it to the breath, and then if it's so hard, I have to give a oh shit, you know, beep.
Okay, Taylor, what did you say?
I'd probably say red if I can hear it over my headphones. Same.
Okay, do you?
She's a
That's
quiet
right.
worker.
I am. I'm
She's
a silent
she's
sufferer.
a silent sufferer.
Okay, red flag, green flag. Just wearing a sport. Okay, hold on. Let me rephrase this question. 'Cause that would be a red flag moment. Just wearing a sports bra as your top at the gym.
So for me, I would never wear that because I'm just older. I just can't do that. I mean, maybe if you have a rocking body, then
Yeah.
go for it. Or, but you know, if you got big boobs, I think, you know, it's all there. You're really trying to show something. I don't know. It depends on what your goal is. Are you trying to show up or work out?
Yeah. What are you doing at the gym?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So for me, I like the crop ones.
Okay.
So it still shows a little midriff because I can't stand like the flowy of a shirt. It really gets in my way and messes with my energy.
Okay.
But if it's my regular sports bra, I'll usually steer away from that unless it's the hot summer and I'm running.
Yeah.
That's for me.
Okay. Yeah.
But it can be a little distracting. Also, like functionality. Because
Yeah.
I've seen some ladies.
When
and
they're
I'm like,
bending over and they're
there's
trying
no
to-
way you're comfortable, but also maybe that's their goal.
Do you, boo?
So I'm going to go yellow flag from a
Uh-huh.
personal standpoint,
I'll
depending on
say-
the sports bra.
I'll say yellow if you can pull it off and you're age appropriate.
I feel like I would go green. Unless it was, like you said, like not functional. Like if it is a danger to you or someone else, right? Like things are out and about and they don't need to be, like maybe, you know, maybe not.
Yeah.
But
I mean-
overall, I feel like your body, do what you want. Whatever makes you feel good, right? As long as you, like you said. Because sometimes if we're wearing a drapey shirt and it gets snagged on something, well, that's not the most safe either. So just dress to what makes you feel good and
Yeah.
Functional.
yeah,
But just keep
it's
them in.
functional, right?
Keep the girls in.
Gee, this is a family
Right? This is
establishment.
a family establishment.
Yeah. Okay. Red flag, green flag, pre-workout.
Oh, I don't really take it often, but I think it's fine. I think it's a green if it works for you.
I'm going red.
I'm going red because most pre-workouts on the shelves, who knows what's in them.
Yeah, I guess for that, on that aspect, yeah.
But like I started doing, I think I was telling you guys last week, a spoonful of honey with sea salt.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if it's placebo effect or not, but I had pretty good workouts. It's probably the simple sugar. It'd be like the way people eat like a Rice Krispie or something before their lifts.
Oh yeah.
It's just quick sugar and it's absorbed quickly, so then you've got a little bit more energy when you're working.
Okay,
out.
so I want to backtrack because
Okay.
I think like pre-workout in the sense of
I'm thinking
taking
the scoop.
something that brings your energy up. But you're actually like the
I'm
only
thinking of
the
like
powder.
the
Rice
C4,
Krispie,
like
yes.
the yeah, or the people who are drinking energy
Yeah.
drinks at the gym.
No,
I'm
like
just
your
going
lay
red flag.
people don't need to worry about
Especially before cardio. Please do not do that.
that.
Right.
That's real bad.
That's really bad for your heart.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why
Kids.
they're throwing up.
Yeah.
God, you're like heart's pumping
Yeah,
out.
you're
You're
right.
like
like,
a little bunny heart.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay. Red flag, green flag. Using more than one cable at a time.
Depends on your move. What if you're doing
Yeah.
flies?
that's what I was trying to do at the gym the other day, and one homie had to just claim the one, and I'm like, can't do it.
Okay, let's talk about time of day. So you can't, so I think red flag if it's the hot spot time, so like from 7 to, or 6 to 8 a.m. or like 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay, so what
So
if
there's
you-
like a bunch of people at the gym.
What if
I
you're
would say
there with
red
like
flag.
a workout partner? So technically you would already be taking up two because you and some partner would be on one.
That's good.
Yellow?
Mm,
Beige.
that's sneaky. That's sneaky.
Okay, well, they have the ones that have the bars, the in and out, that you can do a fly on that versus
Yeah.
the big rig that has
Yeah,
like
yeah,
5
yeah.
stations.
Yeah.
You know,
That
maybe
one is
that
the
would-
red
That's a
flag.
definite
Yeah.
red.
The two that are already together is basically one
Yeah.
machine. That's
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the
Yeah.
etiquette. You should use that one if you're gonna double fly.
That's what I think.
Yeah. I I agree.
You
I'll
agree?
go with that. Yeah.
Okay. Red flag, green flag, talking on the phone when you're in the gym.
I just hate that they sit there forever and then they're on the phone and then you want to use the machine and you're like, hurry up, can we finish what you're doing and like get into that next set? I don't know. We move through
yeah.
it. Like I just keep going
Yeah.
and I don't know. I don't really like it.
I would say generally red because
Yeah.
it's distracting. It's either distracting to the people around. It's like talking on the airplane or an enclosed space. Like
Yeah.
it's distracting. It's generally gonna cause you to slow down in your
Yeah.
workout. Because if you're able to speak, you're probably not exercising very effectively.
That's right.
And maybe that's your goal, but if so, then you also need to be kind of, like you said, just respectful of people's time that's there.
Yeah.
So,
I think go back to volume level.
yeah.
Or what about even in class when we're teaching a class, we're going
Red.
Big red.
and
Huge
they're on their phone. Big red.
Big red if you're in a group setting.
Yeah.
No matter what circumstance.
Yeah, if you're in a class, I would pretty much discourage it. It's rude. I mean, it'd be like the equivalent of like going to a meeting and being on your phone,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because other people around you are here to keep moving,
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Last one. Red flag, green flag, dry January. Dry January.
Oh yeah,
It's a
no.
mouthful.
I don't really drink a lot anyway, so I just trickle that in all 12 months.
I'll go yellow because sometimes I like a little extra reason to stick to a goal. Like, I don't necessarily believe in dieting or doing these things, but a challenge or something around it where there's a clear start and a clear end is sometimes motivating because you're not always gonna stay on the path. So
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I don't need that, but like for some people, that's a great thing. Like she's saying, like a good challenge.
I like
Like
it.
if you just need to it's like a detox.
yeah.
That's the way I think about it. Is like
Yeah.
all the junk,
Like a
not
reset.
just the alcohol, but
Yeah.
all the other junk. That's
Yeah.
happening between November and December. I'm like, all right, January's the detox month. Like,
Yeah.
Get back on track.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining us again on episode 11 of What Do You Slay? We hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, if you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and leave us some comments if you enjoyed this, if this is going to help you with your routine coming up either now or in the new year.
or if you have questions, let us know. We can happy to answer them or help guide you in whatever way we can.
Yes. All right. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Bye.